Hello. Today we are about to go on an intriguing journey into the mysteries of one of the world's most famous works of art. This masterpiece has puzzled and fascinated generations, and so far no copy has managed to reproduce its original mystery. Do you already know which work we're talking about? That's right, those who said Mona Lisa got it. But what makes it so special? What lies behind that enigmatic smile? Get ready, because we're about to dive deep into this iconic painting and uncover the secrets it has kept for centuries. Before we delve into the details of the Mona Lisa, let's take a trip back in time. We find ourselves in the vibrant city of Florence during the Renaissance, and it's in this scene of creativity and cultural fervor that Leonardo da Vinci creates one of the most enigmatic and influential works in the history of art. It was in the year 1503 that Leonardo began the painting, and it took about 3 or 4 years to complete. To give you an idea, it was in 1492 that Christopher Columbus arrived in America. And although there were attempts to colonize North America after that, it wasn't until 1607 that the colony of Virginia was officially founded, roughly 100 years after the painting of the Mona Lisa. Now let's get back to Florence. Who is the mysterious woman portrayed in the painting? Is it Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant, as many believe? Or is it another, even more enigmatic figure behind the portrait? The most popular name for this painting is Mona Lisa, but there are also alternative names: La Gioconda in Italian and La Joconde in French. As many reports suggest, the painting is a portrait of the wife of Francesco del Giocondo, a very wealthy Florentine merchant who sold silk. They were Da Vinci's neighbors and commissioned the work as a celebration of the birth of the couple's second child. The work's name is even a reference to this woman, since Mona comes from Madonna, an Italian word used to refer to a woman in a formal and polite way. Lisa is the name of Francesco's wife, therefore Mona Lisa. The painting's alternative name would also be a reference to her, as she was known as Lisa del Giocondo. Other theories about the personality of the woman in Da Vinci's painting say that it could be a self-portrait of Da Vinci, but with him wearing women's clothes. The third hypothesis is that the woman in the painting is Isabella of Aragon, Duchess of Milan, who was known for financing artists in the Renaissance period, including Da Vinci himself. What's your theory? What makes the Mona Lisa so famous? Well, the enigmatic smile is just the beginning. Its fame is also due to Leonardo's masterful technique, the mysterious background, and the figure's captivating expression. But if we go back a little in time to the beginning of the 20th century, the Mona Lisa was not a very famous painting and attracted little attention in the Louvre exhibition. One event marked the trajectory of this work. The painting was stolen from the Louvre on August 21, 1911. The security team only noticed the disappearance of the work more than 24 hours after it went missing. The case generated huge repercussions, and police investigations led the police to suspect the poet Guillaume Apollinaire. The poet was arrested and kept in jail for a week until he was released because it was concluded that he had no involvement in the crime. The poet's testimony also led the police to summon Pablo Picasso for questioning. The police also found no evidence to incriminate Picasso, and the investigation remained inconclusive for a long time. In 1913, the Italian police received a tip-off that someone was trying to clandestinely sell Da Vinci's painting. The tip led the police to discover that the thief of the Mona Lisa was Vincenzo Peruggia. This man was an Italian who had previously worked at the Louvre and allegedly acted out of nationalist sentiment. He claimed that the Mona Lisa should belong to the work's country of origin, Italy, and so he decided to steal it. Peruggia was imprisoned for about a year, and in 1914, the Mona Lisa was restored to the Louvre's collection. The repercussions of the case gave Da Vinci's painting international fame. The media coverage it received during the time it was lost was the main reason for its worldwide fame. Before that, many people had never seen it. The theft became a matter of state and sparked passionate discussions in the French media. In addition, there are countless curiosities and theories surrounding the Mona Lisa. Some speculate about possible hidden messages in the work, while others discuss Leonardo's technique, such as the sfumato effect. Remember that the work began to be painted in 1503 and was only finished 3 years later? In fact, Leonardo still considered it unfinished. Well, with all this delay, Francesco no longer wanted to receive and pay for the painting, which remained lost in the artist's studio. Years later, the work ended up on the wall of one of the bathrooms of Francis X, King of France, who paid 33 pounds of gold for the painting. In the late 18th century, Mona Lisa decorated the chambers of Napoleon Bonaparte, who was addicted to the work at the Tuileries Palace. Finally, in the 19th century, the emblematic painting was incorporated into the Louvre's collection. Although it cannot be sold due to a French heritage protection law, in 2014 experts estimated the work's market value at $2.5 billion US, or around $3.4 billion US today in 2024. If you could have this original work in your home, how much would you be willing to pay? The Mona Lisa has influenced countless painters, from Leonardo's contemporaries to today's artists. In the centuries since its creation, it has been copied thousands of times by artists all over the world. Its expression holds a secret for 5 centuries. We see a face that is about to smile as almost a philosophical picture. Marcel Duchamp, Andy Warhol, Salvador Dali, Banksy, and an infinite number of artists have made reinterpretations of the Mona Lisa, whose face is one of the most reproduced images in the world, being used to sell everything. T-shirts, bags, notebooks, champagne, cars, among other items. Incredibly, it is only 33 inches high per 21 inches wide. It is protected by armored glass and surrounded by hundreds of people at all times. The brave souls who are willing to wait hours in line to see it can only do so for a few seconds, always maintaining a distance. The bulletproof glass was installed to increase its protection after fools attempted to spray paint it in 1974 and damaged the painting with a cup of coffee in 2009. Mona Lisa's smile has repeatedly been the subject of many studies to understand the characteristics used to arouse the public's sense of happiness. Her eyes seem to follow the viewers because they have been painted at a 15-degree angle to create an ambiguous and thought-provoking expression. Most people have the false impression that the Mona Lisa was hairless, but this is not true. The original painting had eyebrows and eyelashes, but over the centuries these contours began to disappear. Another enigma is the position of the right arm. It was the first time in history that a painting depicted this position. Afterwards, hundreds of artists copied the idea. Because it belongs to the public, the work cannot be sold or removed from the museum. But did you know that only twice has it been removed from the Louvre? In December 1962, Jacqueline Kennedy's dream came true. At the request of the then First Lady of the United States, the Mona Lisa landed in the country for exhibitions at the National Gallery and later at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. In order to reach the United States, the fragile 460-year-old painting had to make a transoceanic journey in the middle of winter. When Da Vinci's painting arrived in America, specifically in New York, it was taken to Washington by a special Secret Service convoy, which once again opted for a car trip, lasting 4 hours, instead of flying. Upon arriving in the capital, Mona Lisa was locked behind steel doors in a climate-controlled vault, which maintains its temperature at exactly 62 degrees. In the event of a power failure, a backup generator would kick in. In all, almost 2 million people have visited Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece. Many Americans, in fact, crossed the country and waited for hours in lines to see it. A few years later, in 1974, it was shown in Japan. This time it was flown to the National Museum of Western Art in Tokyo. On its return, it briefly passed through Moscow and has never left France since. Since 2005, the work has been on display in a special room called Gioconda, specially designed for a public exhibition, more secure and guarded by museum security guards, protected by bulletproof glass, isolated against variations in temperature, humidity, and external vibrations. If you ever decide to visit the Mona Lisa, I suggest you stare into her eyes anywhere in the room, and you'll realize that she's always stalking you with a penetrating gaze and a mysterious, shy smile, wanting to say something, or on the contrary, trying to hide something that only Leonardo da Vinci could answer. That's the genius of the painting. It disturbs and holds a mystery. I hope you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries behind this masterpiece as much as I did. Comment here with your theory about the Mona Lisa. Why do you think it's so famous? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you guys.